Senior brother, you're wrongly accusing me. I have done no such thing. Zhu Honggong straightened 3 fingers and swore to the heavens. Zhu Honggong took half a step forward and continued. I've never done anything unworthy of Master ever since I left the evil Sky Pavilion. When you asked me to investigate the kidnapping in the CI family, I investigated it thoroughly. Someone committed the crime using Tiger Ridge's name. We were framed. I didn't ask about your little junior sister's kinsman. Why are you taking a general comment as a personal attack? Mingshi Yin asked. Zhu Honggong pulled a face and said, I won't be able to clear my name even if I wash myself in the Yangtze River. That's enough. I know you weren't behind the kidnapping in the CI family. You're not that bold. Mingshi Yin rolled his eyes. When Zhu Honggong heard this, he was overjoyed. He said in an attempt to flatter Mingshi Yin, I knew you're the most sensible one for a senior brother. Master didn't say anything, did he? Master doesn't even think much of you. You shouldn't have an inflated view of yourself. At this point, Mingshi Yin continued saying with stern expression, back to the topic. You've seen the box. Do you know where old Seventh is right now? Zhu Honggong chuckled and said, That's funny for a senior brother. How would I know where Seventh senior brother is? However, you can try looking in the Crouching Dragon. I heard the Darknet's headquarters is located there. Old Eighth, you've never been a schemer before this. Are you trying to lead me to harm? Mingshi Yin suddenly lowered his voice. As soon as Mingshi Yin finished speaking, applause sounded from behind the screen. The handsome Si Wuya appeared gracefully before them. Old Seventh. Mingshi Yin glared at Zhu Honggong. Old Eighth, didn't you say you don't know where he is? Si Wuya walked up slowly. He bowed before he greeted, Greetings for senior brother. Although Si Wuya was Mingshi Yin's junior, Si Wuya's flippant demeanor made him feel uncomfortable. He preferred to be in Zhu Honggong's company. Perhaps it was because he knew it would be difficult to manipulate an intelligent person. However, since he was a senior, and he was here on his master's order, there was nothing he had to worry about. Finally, he said, Old Seventh, don't you have anything better to do than to eavesdrop? You're joking, fourth senior brother. I've been in Tiger Ridge all this while. It's normal for a senior brother to visit his junior brother. Is it not? I didn't expect you to grace us with your presence. For senior brother. Si Wuya walked along the left side of the room. He lifted the hem of his robes with both hands and sat down. Since you heard our conversation, I won't beat around the bush. Lend me your peacock plume for a while. Mingshi Yin said. Si Wuya's gaze fell upon the mysterious box appraisingly. Although his expression did not betray his emotions, he was inwardly shocked. This was his first time seeing such a peculiar box. However, he did not think it strange, since their master had many treasures in his possession. He said calmly, I can lend you my peacock plume, but I'd like to have a few honest words with you, for senior brother. There's no need for that. I'm different from both of you. It's best if you lend me your weapon. Come, place your peacock plume into this groove. Mingshi Yin was extremely cautious. He did not want to listen to Old Seventh's enticing words. Si Wuya's heart stirred slightly, but his expression remained calm. He said, Fourth senior brother, you're much more cautious compared to when we last met. As he spoke, he raised his right hand. The peacock plume appeared above his palm, turning round and round. Zhu Honggong's eyes turned green with envy. He muttered under his breath, I sure hope I'll obtain a heaven-grade weapon someday. Si Wuya grabbed the peacock plume and walked up to the mysterious box. He said, If this box contains an item that can control us, will you still open it? Mingshi Yin was stunned. Si Wuya noticed a change in Mingshi Yin's expression and deliberately slowed his movements. Mingshi Yin raised his hand and said, Wait, you have something to say, for senior brother? I've always been curious. Back then, why did you, old eighth, elder senior brother, and second senior brother suddenly leave the evil Sky Pavilion? Mingshi Yin asked. Si Wuya did not seem surprised to hear this question. He put his peacock plume away and placed his hands on his back. He said, Fourth senior brother, if someone holds a knife against your neck and you have no way of fighting back, the only choice is to run away. Will you run? Ming-Sher-In was taken aback by this question. He did not answer the question. Si Wuya returned to his seat and sat back down slowly. He spoke cheerfully. The Evil Sky Pavilion has too many enemies. Ever since the 10 great elites attacked the Golden Court Mountain, everyone's waiting for Master's life to run out. When that time comes, even if Elder Senior Brother and Second Senior Brother didn't leave, it'll still be difficult for us to avoid the Locust Plague. Ming-Sher-In snorted and said, "They're not even as impressive as locusts. Do you believe in Master that much?" Si Wuya asked calmly. "Shut up." Ming-Sher-In suddenly raised his voice. He stared at Si Wuya as he rebuked him. "Old Seventh, don't you forget your roots. I don't blame Old Eight for being deceived by you. However, how could you be unable to differentiate between right from wrong and darkness and light? It was normal for a senior to reprimand a junior. However, when Si Wuya heard this, his expression remained calm. There were no fluctuations in his expression at all. Fourth Senior Brother, since you know I'm able to differentiate between darkness and light, how do you know the place where I'm standing right now isn't the light? You. Ming-Sher-In waved his hand and said, "You've always had a glib tongue. You flatter me, Fourth Senior Brother. In any case, Master had once taught you. That's an indisputable fact." Ming-Sher-In said. Si Wuya smiled faintly. He clapped his hands and said, "It's hard to believe that you'll defend Master like this after our short separation, Fourth Senior Brother." Compared to the old Ming-Sher-In, this degree of change was beyond his expectation. "I'm different from you." Ming-Sher-In sat down and grabbed the remaining grapes on the plate. He spat the skin of the grapes at Si Wuya's feet on purpose. Si Wuya looked at that mysterious box and said, "Fourth Senior Brother, if you're asking me to open this box as a senior brother, I won't object to it and will do as you say. However, if it's anything else, I'm afraid I won't be able to cooperate." Ming-Sher-In, who had just calmed down, felt his temper flared up again. Bang! With just a smack from Ming-Sher-Yin's palm, the table next to him collapsed. With movement as quick as a bolt of lightning, he launched energy attacks at Si Wuya. Bang! 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 Si Wuya tapped the ground with his feet, lightly. He retreated with ease. One of his arms was on his back as he blocked Ming-Sher-Yin's energy attacks. Bang! 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 In just a blink of an eye, the interior of the ridge was filled with energies sailing in the air. Ming-Sher-In attacked while Si Wuya retreated. None of them gave an inch. Zhou Honggong was stunned. He hastily rose to his feet and waved his hands as he shouted, "Senior brothers, please stop. If you keep this up, I'm afraid my little ridge will be torn apart." The people of the Tiger Ridge Gang kept retreating. They could only look on from afar. They dared not intervene. Bang! 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 Ming-Sher-In landed 3 more palm strikes on Si Wuya's protective energy. Si Wuya did a backflip and landed on his feet. He said with a smile, "Fourth Senior Brother, congratulations on entering the nascent divinity tribulation realm. You're a disgrace. As your senior brother, it's my responsibility to discipline you." Ming-Sher-In stomped one of his feet on the ground. Boom! An imprint of his foot was left on the ground. Like a fired arrow, Ming-Sher-In shot towards Si Wuya. When Si Wuya saw this, he retreated with movements as light as a swallow. He was still parrying Ming-Sher-Yin's energy attacks with a single hand. Bang! 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 Their energies collided without regard for the buildings around them. Zhou Honggong's heart wrenched with every strike. He quickly tried to mediate. "Senior brothers, stop this. We're brothers. Why do we have to fight among ourselves?" When Si Wuya heard Old Eight's mediation, he projected his voice. "Fourth Senior Brother, you've stayed on the mountain for far too long. Although you've entered the nascent divinity tribulation realm with a stroke of luck, alas, you've been suppressed for far too long. You can't do anything to me." Bang! 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 "You're wrong." More energy surged out of Ming-Sher-Yin's body as the separation hook sailed towards Si Wuya at a peculiar angle. Bam! At seemingly the same time, the peacock plume shot out. The hidden weapons formed from blades of energy shone with golden radiance as it defended its owner. The separation hook swatted the energy blades away with its hook and edge. Bam! 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 Although the peacock plume had spread out, Mingshir-in was too close, and the plumes could not spread too far. Hence, the separation hook was at a slight advantage. This could also be attributed to Mingshir-yin's sudden attack. After their heaven-grade weapons collided, both of them retreated. They stopped fighting and glared at each other. Energy faded from the air. Their surroundings were quiet again. Si Wuya wore a shocked expression on his face as he stared at Mingshir-yin's separation hook and scabbard. He praised. Fourth senior brother, not only did you enter the nascent divinity tribulation realm, but you even possess a heaven-grade weapon. And still, I'm no match for your peacock plume, seventh junior brother. Mingshir-in said calmly. It's right and proper for a senior to reprimand his junior. I've been rude. I hereby apologize to you, fourth senior brother. Si Wuya cupped his fists. I have no need for your apologies. This box belongs to Master. I need elder senior brother, second senior brother, and your weapons to open it. It's up to you whether you want to help or not. Mingshir-in said. What's in the box? I don't know. But since Master highly values this box, it must be something extraordinary. Mingshir-in replied. Aren't you worried that we'll take the treasure inside for ourselves after we open it? Si Wuya asked with a smile. Master has already thought of that. The final key is the amorous hoop. Junior sister Tianqin has been captured and imprisoned by Master. Her amorous hoop is in Master's hands. Mingshir-in said. Si Wuya sighed and said, I heard second senior brother say that Master has undergone a great change, whether it's his way of doing things or his temper. It seems like it's true. When he finished talking, he brought his peacock plume to the mysterious box. Zhou Honggong was relieved when he saw both of them had stopped fighting. He walked up to them and said, If seventh senior brother praises this thing, it must be valuable. Si Wuya hit old eighth on his stupid head with his peacock plume and said, You money grubber. This item's worth can't be measured by money. He studied the patterns on the box's surface, and in just a flash, he found the groove for the peacock plume. He was guarded, and did not insert the peacock plume into the groove immediately. He scrutinized the box for a while before saying with a nod, I'm surprised that Master has such a mysterious box. The grooves are interconnected. If we're not careful, our weapons will be stuck. As he said this, he inserted his peacock plume into the groove. Click! A noise rang from the box. The peacock plume was ejected. Although another groove did not appear, the groove that resembled the peacock plume had clearly disappeared. This meant the peacock plume had played its part in unlocking the box. Si Wuya lifted his right hand, and his peacock plume vanished. Fourth senior brother, are you satisfied with this? Mingshir-in did not show any signs of approval. Instead, he only said, This is what you should do. Besides, I know you're the only one who can contact elder senior brother and second senior brother. I'll leave this box in your hands for now. I'll return to old eight's place in 7 days to retrieve it. When Si Wuya heard this, he said, It's true that I can contact elder senior brother and second senior brother. There's no place the Darknet can't locate under the heavens. The problem is, elder senior brother and second senior brother aren't as open-minded as I am. I'm afraid that we won't be able to unlock this box. Are you really so worried that the box might contain something that spells doom for your treasures? Mingshir-in mocked. Worried? Si Wuya chuckled. To tell you the truth, fourth senior brother, if I were really worried, I wouldn't have inserted my peacock plume into the box earlier. That's the best. I believe elder senior brother and second senior brother will understand as well. Mingshir-in waved his hand. The box flew into the air, spun a few times before it fell on the ground, creating a square pit. At the very least, Master's alive and kicking. In other words, Master is still alive. Even if you're not in the evil sky pavilion, he's still your master. If Master is angered, he might just hunt you down and drag you to the Yellow Springs, even if his life is near its end. Don't worry, fourth senior brother. I'll inform elder senior brother and second senior brother about this. Si Wuya cupped his fists together calmly. Mingshir-in nodded in satisfaction. Si Wuya did not show much reluctance. Instead, he was being cooperative. This greatly surprised him. When he was about to leave, he asked, "Old Seventh, were you involved in the kidnapping of the CI family?" Si Wuya shook his head and said, "No, I believe you." Mingshi said, "Although we want results, we have our principles. The evil pavilion has never seen any internal feud since it has started recruiting disciples. There weren't any before, and there won't be any in the future," Si Wuya said calmly. "I hope so." Mingshi left with his hands on his back. Zhou Honggong, old 8, sat on the floor as he wiped the sweat off his forehead. He looked at the damage around him before he sighed and shook his head. Si Wuya remained unruffled. He walked to the wooden armchair and sat down before he said, "Old 8, a fired arrow can never be taken back. Since it has come to this, there's only a single option available to us." When he said this, he turned to look at the mysterious box beside him. Master has moved unhindered under the heavens for many years. He might have many more treasures that he hasn't shown anyone. This box is definitely extraordinary. Zhou Honggong, old 8, rose to his feet and approached the mysterious box. Could it be a weapon? I won't eliminate that possibility. Why did you promise to open this box then? Zhou Honggong was puzzled. This box is extremely unique. If it remains locked, the treasure would stay sealed. Master's life is almost up. How long can he possess this treasure? It's better to unlock the box and bring the treasure into the world, Si Wuya said. He rose to his feet and rested his hands on his back as he said, "When I was fighting for Senior Brother earlier, did you see his weapon?" "I did. I'm curious about it as well. Fourth Senior Brother has been staying in the Evil Sky Pavilion for many years, but he has never grasped the essence of the Greenwood Heart technique before this. Moreover, his cultivation base was suppressed. However, he exchanged so many blows with you. His weapon is a heaven-grade weapon, right?" Zhou Honggong asked. "That's right.